know how bad
Michael
David Ayers
Hutchinson.
is.
The last time I heard of him, he was the backup goalie for the Jets when Andre Pavlik was the starter.
I have started recording.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Who's gonna open us off?
I
You
think
do
we
it,
let our
Sporty.
special guest
Not it.
do it.
Okay.
Yes.
What? Yeah, because I know exactly what today. Welcome people to the CHEL and Chill podcast. I am IslesGirl3, who is the guest of this show, and I will introduce the host. We got Harry Rice up here. Harry Rice Hockey, how you doing?
I'm doing very good.
We got Ray Bro over here. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Oilers strong.
We got Sporty, another host over here. How are you?
How you doing?
And then last but definitely not least, we got TBC up in here.
Hello.
Yeah, he's definitely not least because we have Owen Oakley who keeps leaving.
That was the best intro ever.
I like how you slowly
Yes.
turn more and more Italian.
Yes.
I just hit you with the freaking Joey from Friends. How you doing?
I didn't even mean to, honestly. I was trying to be like cool.
IRL
and it didn't turn
Giuseppe.
out well.
Okay,
We got
guys.
a lot of hockey to talk about tonight.
Before we talk about hockey, I need to say something.
What?
Oscar, what's your favorite movie?
Oh God, I have a couple. I have a
Get
couple.
one.
My top tier list: Thor Ragnarok, Monty Python the Holy Grail, and probably.
Ooh, I love Happy Gilmore. It's a good
I
movie.
hate Happy
And-
Gilmore because the guy wears a Bruins jersey.
Oh yeah,
movie.
that settles it. Okay.
No,
let's-
it's not. It's a golf movie.
That's like saying
Okay.
Die Hard is a Christmas
It's-
movie.
No,
It is a
no,
Christmas
no,
movie.
guys,
Die
listen.
Hard is a Christmas movie.
Just listen. No, just listen, okay? According
It's
to
like
the
saying
celebrities
The
Club,
Night Before Christmas or something
Happy
like that.
Gilmore.
It's like a Halloween movie or something like that. Or how was it? Like Night Before Halloween? I don't know. Like the
That's the
one
night
Jack
before
Sparrow or something like that.
Okay, now we go to Owen Oakley, who appears to be on the phone today.
Wow, okay.
He's doing his audio through a potato.
Owen, do you
doing
even
my
know what
audio
we're doing tonight?
I don't even know what's going on.
Neither do I.
It sounds like Owen's our special guest tonight.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Bro, it
Oh,
sounds
man.
like he's this one geometry dash YouTuber I watched, and I was like,
Oh my god.
So Owen, we
Oh
hear
my
you're an Islanders
Honestly,
fan.
Who would play Geometry Dash and put it on YouTube?
Wow.
Alright, but on a real note, Girl, how you doing tonight? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah. Again, like I said, lots of hockey to talk about tonight. The draft lottery is tomorrow, and by the time this is uploaded, we will know who has the first overall pick. Who do you
Hint.
guys think is going to get the first overall pick?
Auto.
The Oilers.
Detroit.
Red Wings.
I think, like, on a serious note, I think it's gonna be the Devil.
Really?
Oh, come on, not again.
I mean,
They don't need
could.
to ruin. They
The
don't need to
modern-day
ruin
Oilers.
Lafreniere.
Ooh.
No,
I mean,
the modern day Oilers, they're expected to be good, but they're kind of meh. And then
Were the
Hughes is
Oilers
going to
ever
become
expected
like
to be
this
good?
Draisaitl guy, and then Lafreniere is going to become the Devils' McDavid or whatever, something like that.
Whoa, that's high praise for Lafreniere.
Okay,
you
I
can't
don't
expect
think
him to
he'll
be
We
No,
have
no,
the
no,
same
no.
hype for
No,
Jack
No,
Hughes.
I'm not
as well.
comparing
That's
him to, like,
giving-
I'm not saying he's going to be as good as him. I'm just saying it's going to be kind of like that situation because they're going to get that one star, they're going to get that one second guy with
Yeah.
their like five first overall picks in the last.
What is
5
it going
years,
to be like
kinda
the Oilers?
Oilers.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Well, fourth time's the charm for the Oilers.
I mean, I was watching Sportsnet for analysis for Alexis Lafreniere, and what Alexis Lafreniere said that he models his game, or he thinks he plays like Patrick Kane, which is really surprising.
I see a lot of Taylor Hall in his game, which is actually kind of funny if we're talking about the Devils.
No, I see Lafreniere like a McKinnon.
Really?
Yeah, but he doesn't
Whose
have
fire
that
alarm is going
speed
off?
or like that skating or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
So now
I don't
I
know
was
what to expect from Lafreniere. I haven't seen much of his like his play. I'm mostly just looking at like who's the best like suited to take a player like Lafreniere and who kind of needs it the most. And if I was to say like it would be like either the Red Wings or the Devils in my opinion, but I just don't want it to be the Senators.
Well, I know one guy that would want it to be the Senators.
Yeah.
And his
Owen
name is
Oakley.
TBC.
What?
Wait, what? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What?
You obviously want
Oh
the
my God.
Senators to get the
We
first
were
overall
talking about how bad of a YouTuber you are.
pick.
I'm not a YouTuber though.
Exactly. And now, IslesGirl, I have a question for you.
Yes.
If the Islanders are eliminated in the play-in round, and the first overall pick is one of the 8 play-in teams, what would your reaction be if it was somehow the Islanders that got that first overall pick?
Everyone shocked as freaking hell. And I just burst out laughing probably because I'm like, how in the hell? I'd probably just have like laugh from like pure shock. Honestly.
Laugh.
Ah.
Ha ha.
Laugh, Frenier.
Yo, if he's on the
Yeah, but we all know that
Fun
Lafreniere is going to be the
TV.
number 1 pick, but it's all about the number 2 pick. For like 9 out of the 12 months, everybody says it was going to be Quentin Byfield, but Tim Stützle is making his case.
I don't think it's gonna be Tim
I'm
Stützle.
gonna argue
I think
Jamie
Tim Stützle is
Drysdale.
going to be the best out of the draft.
I highly disagree.
Okay, who just said Jamie Drysdale?
that would be me.
Oh, you are on
Oh my
something
God.
tonight.
Hey, I thought I was on something
That
last time. I said
Capo.
Lafreniere is gonna be a bust.
Oh no, yeah, you definitely were.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lafreniere is going to be outdone by Stützle in their careers when they're at the end.
Ooh, that's a good hot
I
take,
can see
actually.
that. I can see that.
You know,
I
I
could
just,
see.
I just see Stützle being like not only more ready, but also like having higher potential.
You could say that about Byfield too.
Ray bro, you're an actual
Okay,
robot.
You know,
Well, now we got a robot here.
Byfield doesn't have a good.
Oh, rip. Guys, for everyone that's watching the video or the premiere, Owen Oakley is having technical difficulties, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Wow.
Oh, it's Ray, bro.
Damn the shade.
I mean, all Senators fans are just depressed anyways, so we don't need that interfering with us.
Yeah, we just need
Yeah,
happy
there's
little
like 10
Maple
And
Leafs
I'm,
Islanders
fans.
and I'm a
fans out
Sabres
there in
fan
the
saying
world.
that too.
Wait, if we don't want depressed fan bases, why is Sporty here?
Hey, no, guys. Did you know that over the past 5 years, the Islanders have had less attendance at home games than the Florida Panthers?
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Okay.
Maybe that's just because the Barclays Center
Ray bro,
sucks.
you are a robot.
I can tell you several reasons why that's a thing.
Bad arena, bad team for the most part until last season, and I can't think of anything else.
They had to get carried by Tavares for 10 years.
Oh, and even then, they only made
Wow,
the
that-
playoffs once.
Well, it kind of hurts, but basically, it is partially due to the Barclays Center. It really is complained about by fans and even other fans. The ice is terrible. It's not It's not a happy place for anyone. The only reason I like Barclays Center is that they did keep us on Long Island. They're the reason that we're still here. So you know what? I will take the bad with at least that I still have my team. Another reason is basically, even when we went back to Nassau Coliseum, the problem is that it doesn't have the capacity that these new and improved arenas have. We have like more than half of the capacity of like a brand new spanking arena, which is why I'm very excited for Belmont, because we're going to increase the seating and it's going to be hopefully, a much better turnout, because I know we do have passionate and true fans here on Long Island.
I don't know
I
about
just
you
hope
guys.
that in Belmont they don't make the mistake by adding in that very high-pitched goal horn that they put in for that one preseason game.
Oh, that was so the problem with that was they were trying to imitate it after a subway horn, because Brooklyn was trying to make us into a city team like the Nets, and everyone was like, no, put back everything right now, or we are going to lose."
And
Like we were so pissed about that. You have no idea.
personally, I have to disagree with you, IslesGirl. I would be looking much more forward to a brand new spanking arena. I swear that's what you said. Instead of brand spanking new arena, you said brand new spanking arena. I swear.
Hell yeah, baby!
And actually, funny enough,
You've seen that SpongeBob where they go under they have like the huge line? That's like what we're gonna do when you enter the door.
uh,
So-
If they
I-
even allow fans.
that is true. And
So,
So if they did allow fans, IslesGirl, would you want to be like one of the? Would you go to the first game at Belmont?
Oh hell yeah, you know I'm gonna be there. I'm going to make everything possible for me to be at that first game at Belmont Arena. I will absolutely positively be there.
and then it was
I
for
hope that
Watch the team
Are you
lose.
hoping that the team they're playing is whoever Robin Lehner was playing for that season?
Be an added bonus, but I don't care what team it is. I just want to be there to live in the moment, to explore my new arena, and just kind of just bask in what I've been fighting for like since like 2012 to 2013.
You've been fighting for a good arena since 2012, 2013.
Yeah, it was like Charles Wong started like the Lighthouse Project very very long ago, and basically it was a fight with basically politics because the executive the executive of Nassau County said no to the project, which I just still don't get to this day. And our owner said he would pay for everything. Nassau County wouldn't have to pay for a penny. He was going to pay out of his own pocket for this project. And she basically told him no. And then, no offense, but freaking Nassau County people voted no. It was 51 to 49% no because of traffic.
wow.
Not even
gosh.
not even joking
Wow.
about that. And it's sad because people like who live in Suffolk County, like me, we didn't get to vote. So that other Islanders fans on the other side out, we didn't get a chance to because we don't live near where the Coliseum is, on the other side of the island. So that got voted down no, and we were basically, frantic about staying on the island. That's when at least Barclays happened. But since 2015, we've been grinding to get this new arena, and I did have the privilege this past summer to go with John Ledecky to the New York City meetings with other fans to be able to speak up for why the new arena should be built on Long Island, and it was passed.
nice.
Hey, at least they had a positive result at the end.
Yeah.
Thank God. Like I remember when they were judging their decision, and I was next to my mom and my grandfather, and I was squeezing my mom's hand. I laced my finger with hers, and I just remember I was sweating because I was so nervous about what they were gonna say, like hoping that we were able to convince this table that to put the project through. Like this was the last piece until we could start construction. And I remember when they came to the vote and they approved it, and like my mom and I just like squeezed each other's hands so hard, and like we started hugging each other, and we were just like, finally, out of everything that's happened, and as Islanders fans and how passionate we are as a family, it was like finally we something good was happening for this franchise. And people don't really notice it much, and people rip on us a ton about not having that arena, not having the fans, not having the attendance and things like that. And you know what? I'm goddamn sick of it, and I'm so excited to have this new arena and just to show what kind of fans we are.
And, you know
And
what?
speaking
Coming-
of new arenas, Seattle. Seattle
Seattle.
announced today that Jeff Bezos of Amazon
Oh, I saw that.
has purchased the naming rights for the new Seattle arena, naming it the Climate Pledge Arena. What do you guys think about that name?
the virtue signaling arena.
Cool.
What did you
I-
say?
But going
Okay,
on,
cool.
but I get what he's going for, and I understand, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. Like it's like
It's not catchy.
no, it's like I understand his point, and I understand what he wants to get to, people. What he wants to remind them about, the climate and the effect on the world we're having, and pushing for a more green world. But like, it for an arena, like I don't know, like when you go to an arena, I don't really say, oh, it's gonna be this arena. I say, oh, the Flyers arena, the Seattle whatever's arena. I don't know. It's a little weird in my opinion. It's not very fluid as an arena name, but I understand his message.
Apparently, they're going to be having electric Zambonis, so I'm guessing they're going to be putting some Teslas on the ice. And that's just how we
Hell
saw
yeah.
weird.
Electric.
You
I
guys
went to the
think that
Zamboni
Seattle's
factory,
team's gonna be?
so I'm very excited to see how they
I
will
don't
be able
like
to make
the sound
these.
of that.
That'd be all fun and games until it freaking dies in the middle of the ice.
Oh no!
It's like two people with it.
No.
You know what would be the funniest thing? You know what would be the funniest thing? If it just starts going out of control and it just ends up like crashing through the boards.
I mean, that's happened
Oh
with
my
these
god.
engine run
It goes right
Zambonis. Have you guys seen like there's YouTube videos where they had to push a Zamboni off the ice because it literally died on the ice?
No,
Wait,
no,
wait,
guys.
wait,
You know what they're
Sidney
gonna have?
Crosby?
You guys know what they're gonna have? They're gonna have like a
What?
self-driving Zamboni, and
Yes,
it's not
with
gonna
the
work
robot.
at all.
Hey
No,
Alexa,
you know what they're gonna have?
clean the
You know what
ice.
they're gonna have? They're gonna get rid of goaltending
Turning right.
position whatsoever, and they're just gonna put a robot in.
Oh god.
I mean, like,
Alexa,
Turning
remember
right.
what happened to
Turning
the
right.
All-Star game?
Your
Turning
favorite
forever
music.
right.
Hey Alexa, save this shot.
Okay, calling mom.
Okay, Google, save
You-
this shot.
You made my
It's like-
Alexa turn on.
No.
Oh my God.
Hey Alexa,
Hey Alexa,
why am I
play
an
Gloria.
Islanders fan?
No, it's good. When she's off.
Damn it. Hey Alexa,
Hey
play
Alexa,
Gloria.
why am I an Islanders fan?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Well, at this
Okay.
point, I want to ask you a couple questions, Alice Girl.
I'll go.
All right, so if you had to choose between one New York team, who would you
Hey,
pick? The Devils,
you're
Rangers,
stealing
or
my
Sabres?
question.
Okay.
If I had
Okay.
to choose another team,
If you had
Yeah.
to choose one New York
Straight up.
team, who would it be? Sabres, Devils, or Rangers?
I just asked that.
the
Other than
Devils are a New
Islanders.
Jersey team, but New Jersey Devils, no doubt.
Close enough.
And why is
Wow,
that?
really?
Okay,
Easy.
I
easy,
have
easy.
I have a question. I have a question.
But,
No.
Why is
just
it?
to elaborate on why I would pick the Devils, though, I have really, really close friends in the Devils franchise. I absolutely love going down there to the Rock and meeting with their fans. I've always had good experiences. I also like the history of their team, and hey, they hate the Rangers as much as the Islanders do, so that's a added bonus. But the
Yeah,
Rangers,
but
the Rangers absolutely never. I just can't. It's against my heritage. And the Sabres, to see how depressed the players are there, and to see Robin Lehner and how he kind of very
Oh.
against the Sabres. I'm like, this franchise needs a turnaround.
lot of
In my
work.
honest opinion, I think they need
Ah.
more.
I'm a
Held on mental
fan of
health.
the Sabres, and I lost my love for the game.
Sporty,
Wow.
sporty. We found ourselves a Robin Lehner simp.
Speaking
Oh,
of a
oh.
Robin Lehner sip, I'm aware about one good trip to Chicago for you.
Yeah.
Why don't
Yeah.
you tell everybody about this whole story, of Robin Lehner and stuff, and how he means so much to you?
I
This will be long,
understand-
everybody. Get the popcorn.
I understand, like, people give me a lot of shit online because I'm a big Robin Lehner supporter, but I don't think people understand how he kind of helped me and kind of like saved my life when dealing with my seizure disorders. He really affected my life in a positive way. So you can call me like whatever you like, but in the end, he has helped me so much throughout my own mental illness and getting through every day. And you can call me whatever you like, but he will forever be stained as my favorite player of all time.
And what was it like meeting him in Chicago?
That wasn't even planned. I didn't expect it. I didn't know it was gonna happen. It wasn't like it was just. It was a moment I never thought I would ever have since he left Long Island. And when I finally met him, he actually knew who I was because he saw my video from Twitter. I think he recognized me, but he just straight up held me by both shoulders and looked me straight in the eyes and just told me that you were strong. No matter what comes your way, you can overcome anything. And just, like, it was just like pure, just golden advice that I have always kept by. And he's just always kept me strong as a person mentally. And I don't know, gives me a reason to fight on sometimes because, mental illness will never go away. So just having someone there who's always, who tells you and you admire so much there and support you, who goes through his own battles and he's able to come through it. I don't know. It's like having that someone who it's going what you're going through, and he's able to do it, I'm able to do it mentality. It's corny, it's cheesy, but it really helped me a lot.
Touched a lot
Totally
of
agree.
people's hearts and ended up going viral all over the NHL. It's such an amazing story of such a great connection between one
you know,
fan and one of the
people
best goaltenders in the
at me
NHL.
about that too. They were like, "Oh, you just want the attention. You just want it." I'm like, you don't understand what that meant to me. And I posted the video as just to thank him. You know what I mean? I posted it because I wanted to thank him for that moment of my life that I will forever cherish, and that he absolutely made my life 100% better. So you know what? I didn't expect it to get that much affluence. I didn't expect so many people to pick it up and say like the NHL picked it up, TSN picked it up, Bar Down picked it up. I was like, holy crap! Like I didn't expect that to happen. But you know what? I'm glad that Robin Lehner is being shown for the person that he is, because he's an amazing human being.
I agree, 100% agree with everything you just said there. It deserves all the publicity. It actually brought a lot of others that were like suffering, like how like Robin
And
was. I know
That's
you
another
have.
thing that came out of it too, is I met so many other fans who came up to me. They were like, I go through this every day. I have such crippling anxiety. I have such bad depression, and this just like made my day. Like you made me feel so much better. Like I got to meet so many people who deal with, other mental issues, and we got to talk to one another and just build each other up. And that to me also just was everything. And I also have a shirt that says "Hockey Fights Mental Illness" from BringHockeyBack.com, and I love that shirt.
Not spons.
That's a good story.
Sorry to get a little deep.
No, it's fine.
It's great. Like
It's an amazing story.
It is.
It's just so amazing to hear. I've heard it like, I don't know, like 20 sometimes, and I'm never gonna get tired of hearing
never
it. It's
gets
such a
old.
moving story. Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't get old for me either.
So, what is next up on the agenda, Harry Rice?
Wow, you're putting me on the spot with this.
Well, yeah.
I don't know how we top that story. That story was just great, but I guess we can try. I got some questions. I got some Islanders trivia.
Yep. Yep. This was planned literally like 10 minutes before we.
Yep.
We're gonna put you up against Owen Oakley and see who is the better Islanders fan.
Uh-oh. Wait, since when was Owen Oakley an Islanders fan?
Since
I-
10 minutes before this podcast.
Isn't he a Sens fan?
See, he
Yep.
won't
And
get
we're gonna
biased
see who's the
against
better
me.
Islanders fan.
He knows I'm gonna lose.
Yeah, that's the point.
All right, so I got 3 questions. It's a best of 3. Whoever
The one
gets.
thing I know is Pajot, and that's it.
Well, lucky for you.
Yeah, why do you think
Yes.
we're putting you up against it? You know about Pajot.
Well, lucky for you.
Pajot.
Yeah.
Pajot.
Oh, Pat,
Pajot.
thanks for the chant.
Islanders are
No,
no.
No, we adopted it. I mean, thank you, because I love it.
No.
Don't sing
No,
what the
we
actual song
create-
is due to like copyright.
I think
But we
you
can-
can
Oh,
sing.
gotcha.
As a Habs fan, that hurts me.
Really?
That we can't
Yeah.
sing it because of copyright.
Yeah, no,
That's
that,
dumb.
that,
That's actually so
I
dumb.
understand that, but like seriously though, I saw like really, I felt really good with the Senators fans, especially when we gained Pajot. Just Senators fans reacting to when we did the chant when he scored his first goal against the New York Rangers. Like seriously, Senators fans were so great. They're like so glad to see him getting the appreciation he deserves in New York and things like that. And if you, I don't know if you guys like know me from a little more than a few weeks ago, but I
Oh,
was
I've known
talking
you for
about how
months.
I've wanted Pajot for months and how he was on my radar for the trade deadline. And so when we got him, I've been ecstatic.
Didn't
I've known you
Islanders
since you started
overpay
you
him
know
though?
what?
in the
Oh, you
Crease
know what, though?
podcast.
It kind of sucks you're 0-7 with Pajot.
Ooh.
I know. Trust me too.
Pajot brought all the Senators
Yeah.
record with him, apparently.
This isn't meant to be a dig, but has
Pajot is the next Matt Duchesne.
It also didn't help we lost our top 2 defensemen in all of this as well. But hey, they're back for the playoffs, and I
Mhm.
feel like we're gonna be really a team to reckon with.
You know what?
We'll be
I-
discussing that in just a moment, but these questions though,
Yeah, I was about
we're
to
gonna
say,
see who's
Harry,
the best
bring-
Islanders fan.
bring it.
All right, so
Between
the
IslesGirl3
three.
and Owen Oakley.
All right,
A
so the
Senators fan.
three questions. Like I said, this is a best of 3. So first question, probably the easiest. Which goaltender only played 5 games with the New York Islanders in the 2014-2015 season?
Oh shit. 5 games.
Owen's just giving up.
Owen's currently using the googly thing.
Yeah, no, right? Isn't it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh,
Ooh.
that's bothering me.
It's
Is that
also
Von
sorry
Miller?
because
You shouldn't be
Harry Rice, he
expected
said
to
it
know
was
that.
the easiest question
What?
out of the 3.
No, it couldn't have been him. No, I can't. I honestly don't remember.
Do you
Come
want
I
a
think
hint?
it's Rick
5 years ago.
Pietro.
I literally
Wait,
think
wait. Can I give a hint? Can I give a hint?
we had Poulin, right? We had Poulin.
I'll give you a hint. He played for another team in New York.
Okay.
I know it
So Rick
because
Pietro.
Harry Rice was telling me before we started.
I don't know.
Can I give a hint?
I don't like
Yeah,
It's
sure.
Okay.
not Rick DiPietro.
I knew it wasn't. Yeah.
There's a hint.
Here's another hint. The team that he played on that season was the Buffalo Sabres. He was traded for Chad Johnson.
Okay, I think
Chad
that's
Johnson.
too
I
obvious of
remember
a
that
hint, I
guy.
think.
Chad Johnson.
What a
Bull
Chad.
Chad.
You traded for Jad.
Trad
Was it?
Johnson.
Chad Johnson.
Blah blah blah.
Chad Johnson.
Was his name Newver?
Dad. I'm not.
Oh,
You
you're
got it,
close.
Dad.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Neuvirth.
pretty
It was
much.
Neuvirth.
Michael
Yep.
Neuvirth. Yep,
Michael
Michael
Neuvirth.
Neuvirth.
No.
All right, one
Leafs
up now.
Leafs
legend.
I was 14. I said his name wrong. I called him Newverth. I didn't know.
Neuvirth.
All right, so that
All right,
question
question
goes
2.
to IG3. All right, so question 2. We know Billy Smith
That
is
sounds
the
like a phone
Isles.
company.
So the second question, we know Billy Smith.
Billy.
We know Billy Smith is the Isles leader in games played for a goaltender, but who is second behind him?
Oh God.
I
So
think I know
behind.
this.
If you would have asked me who was the most games, I would have said.
Thomas
Billy. God,
Gray.
you're asking me like shit.
Guys, no answers except for IslesGirl or Owen.
I think I know who it is.
Okay.
I'm stuck on 3 goalies. I think I know who it is though.
TVC, like I said, you can't
I'm
say it.
I want. I
Who
want to
played
say
the second most
Pietro.
games for the Islanders throughout their career
As a goaltender.
as a goalie.
Yep.
I'm like between DiPietro, like fucking Grice or Berube. Like I don't.
I don't think it's DiPietro. Didn't he play like 1 season and that's
No,
it?
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying he got hurt so much. I don't think it's DP.
Wait, did you just say Berube?
I don't.
JF
We only have
Berube.
one season.
JF
We only have
Berube.
one season with him.
I'll give you a hint. It's not JF Berube. he played a grand total of 21 games for the New York
No, yeah,
Islanders.
I have goalies in mind. I have 3 goalies in mind.
Isles or
I'm
Owen,
so
you gotta give an answer.
I don't freaking know.
Whoa! I
Oh,
never
right.
heard the question.
Oh, you never heard the question, Owen? All right, I'll repeat it. We know Billy. Oh wait. Oh no, did I just disconnect? Can you guys still hear me? Hey. Let's
Is
go!
that-
We're back.
This
You
is
haven't had
Pod
me
Follow
on.
Is my
By.
mic working well?
Harry
Let's
Rice, can you hear us?
go. I can hear you guys. Let's go. I just started recording again. All right. So for everyone that's
Yay.
Now, please tell me
watching,
the
If you can
initial
hear
thing
me,
say-
I have socks.
for everyone that's watching.
Okay, IslesGirl got that question right, by the way.
All right. For everyone that's watching.
Oh, by the way, I got it right. You told me I was wrong.
My apologies for the
Let her
guys
speak.
for the sudden delay for those who are watching. My internet went out for a minute, so I had to reconnect. IslesGirl got the answer. What is it?
Rick DiPietro.
Yep, Rick DiPietro. All right, so Owen Oakley, you are behind 2-0.
Definitely go gold.
What a bad Islanders
Owen
fan
Oakley's
Owen
Isn't
Oakley
it a
is.
best
One
of
is
3?
just for
So
the
doesn't that
memes.
mean she already won?
You know what? I'm
I-
gonna
I sound like a
I'm gonna
robot
change
right
the
now.
a
rules.
chance to get a question. I'll give him a chance to get a question.
Oh, okay. So the final question, the
Double or
hardest
nothing.
one.
Double or nothing question.
Double or nothing.
Double or
Double or
nothing.
nothing.
Double or nothing. All right. So the final question.
Double or nothing.
Just want to make sure I am recording. All right, good. I am. All right. So the final question.
Yeah.
How many players have only played one game for the Islanders? And this is excluding goaltenders, so exclusively players.
What
Did they get
kind of
traded
question
after,
is
or-
that?
76.
You're lagging out. I can't hear you, bro.
Can the rest of you guys hear me?
I think I'm right.
One
Is my
game.
Wi-Fi that?
Yeah, I can hear. Do I sound like a robot?
Not anymore.
No. For now.
No,
good.
robot.
Alright, so here's the question.
what was the
yeah,
question
For you
again?
guys didn't hear. How many players that play for?
Yeah.
I heard how many games did play for?
All right.
I think
How
you
many
were
Islanders
stuttering.
players only played one game excluding goaltenders?
One
think I know.
game?
I didn't even. I don't even know. I have no clue.
Okay, we'll do this. Closest without going over.
Yes.
Okay.
15.
You better not prices race it.
15.
I was thinking. I was thinking around 12 to 13 actually.
All right.
So,
Owen
I was
Oakley.
thinking 6.
Owen Oakley said 6.
No, I said 6.
Oh.
I don't
Alright,
know.
I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
you
say
know,
9.
Can I change my answer?
Yes, you
Alright.
can.
Hang on. Okay, so your
Actually,
final
wait,
answer
wait.
is 9.
Yeah, 9.
Oh.
Alright.
What?
IslesGirl, it's on you.
What?
What is your guess?
5.
Oakley said 9. Okay. And the actual
All right.
retail
The
players is
23. Owen wins somehow. Isles girl, you had it. Isles,
so it was
for
double
one
or
game.
nothing. So that means Owen Oakley, congratulations, you are the #1 Islanders
Congrats.
fan.
We need to have a tiebreaker. It was either double.
it
It was 2-2. We need a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Well, it was double or nothing, but you got it wrong, so you got nothing.
Oh.
All right. Who is?
Ding 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 ding
Alright,
ding
no,
ding.
tiebreaker
Somebody
question.
Add the Price is
Tiebreaker
Right
question.
I thought he was gonna ask me like who's got the most points in the Islanders, or like who's got like their
Oh, no,
numbers.
That's
retired.
too
That's
easy.
too.
All right. I got a fun. I got a
tiebreaker,
question. I got a
Tiebreaker. Gary
question.
Rice, tiebreaker.
All right. Tiebreaker.
No, you don't.
Which Islanders player was infamously? Or no. Sorry. Let me rephrase this. What current Islanders player was formerly on the Maple Leafs?
Really, Leo Komarov.
I know that.
Well, that wasn't the answer I was looking
And
for.
IslesGirls reclaimed the role.
Well, I
Well,
think
there's
she
Leo
does.
Komarov. Wait, Matt Martin is still on the Islanders.
ding,
Matt
ding,
Martin
ding.
was
Andrew
on the.
Ladd was on the Leafs at one point for like
Matt
a
Martin
season.
was on it, but I said Leo Komarov because I just thought Uncle Leo.
Yeah, Andrew Ladd
Good
was
enough.
also on the Leafs for
Good
like
enough.
a season.
Isles girl, you're the #1 Islanders fan. Owen Oakley, you disappoint me.
Let's go. Yeah. Stick
Not
to your
bad.
center,
So you
dude.
did good. Hey, Owen Oakley won the double or nothing question, so technically Isles won 3-1, but the score was 3-2 because Owen Oakley did epic big brainness.
Ooh.
By guessing.
Owen needs more. Owen needs
Owen
more.
Oakley is the better guesser.
There we go. There.
Oh.
He needs more credit. Send him some love.
Yeah. No.
Rip Owen Oakley. He keeps disappearing.
He's using his phone. It's what he gets.
Bro, why is everyone having internet issues? Me,
Am I the
Sporty,
only one
I
who's
don't know.
not?
Sporty, and- No, me, Sporty, and Islesgirl are the only ones who aren't having internet issues right now.
So half are having
Hey,
internet
that's
issues,
like
half
a-
aren't.
Right now, am I?
Considering
I
I,
don't
have
think
my
I'm
own
sounding like a
podcast,
robot.
I hope I don't have bad internet.
This
No?
ought to be
Yeah.
interesting when it's all up. He's like, "Welcome to the."
All right, so I got something that I
Imagine
want to.
if we did video podcast.
Oh, please don't. Don't mention it, please. I don't want my Wi-Fi to crap on me again.
Oh my God.
Okay, so anyways,
I do have a topic that I would like
Yes.
to. So basically, last podcast was uploaded.
What could it possibly be?
The last podcast was uploaded on Tuesday, and I would like to go over the comments from that video real quick, if we would be able to.
Last I checked, there was none.
Is there any comment?
There is no comment, so on to the next topic.
I have one
So-
quick topic I want to talk about. Isles Girl,
Yeah.
I'm aware that you also have a podcast.
Yes, I do.
with Crease.
Yes.
How did that idea start?
So I was actually a guest on my friend's podcast. It's called the Stevie Nicks Hockey Experience, and they've been really early supporters of mine, of just being an Islanders fan and just kind of just being who I am, because I'm passionate as hell. And they were just talking with them afterwards. They're you should do your own. You have such good they told me you have good. Did I hear a snort?
Thanks.
It was so random.
Who started it?
Okay,
Oh
go
my
I
on.
didn't
Go
hear
on.
anything. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
go
didn't
on.
either.
Go on. You're probably
Go on, go on.
Oh man, I need to serve some humble pie to myself. But basically, they told me I should start a podcast.
What's so funny? I didn't hear anything.
Alright, as we try.
Okay, for real, go.
Go ahead.
I keep getting my bearings straight, but they told me to do it. I did it. Done.
Okay. One
I
second.
got
Alright, I have a question.
I-
I have a question. Okay. So, I have a question for
Already,
you.
I called it, man.
Oh my god.
That one wasn't me.
That one was me. I'm so
That was
sorry.
me.
Like,
Like,
that's never
story.
been on.
Yo, can
Oh my
we
gosh.
can we get a petition to rename?
I
You
do-
don't remember
Okay. I have a really important question. Okay, so Isles Girl, if the Leafs win the cup and Tavares gets the Conn Smythe, will you feel happy for him or will you still be salty?
Happy for him.
Ooh, that actually brings up to a point. When Tavares left the Islanders to go to the Leafs, what was your initial reaction on that very sad July 1st for Islanders fans?
Very, very upset and shocked. I honestly didn't expect it. I mean, as the day winded down to the first, I was kind of at that point. I was kind of expecting it. I don't know. I kind of still felt he was Paul Stamkos, but no, I was sad, and then I was pissed, and I went back to his old interviews, and I'm like, why would he say that? And just honestly confused. Honestly,
Listen, I was pissed off when Stamkos re-signed Buffalo.
yeah, I got you.
No. We all wanted Stamkos to go to the Leafs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even
No,
a hockey
just
fan at
nobody.
the time, and I did.
Yes,
Few-
that was Jeff Hockey.
All right.
But listen, I never burned any jerseys. I never did anything. I never did any of that outrageous shit. I was mostly just hurt and confused, and my initial reaction was just, I was just purely upset because, at that time, you got to realize Tavares was the Islanders. He was the center. He was that Connor McDavid for our franchise. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
did fucking hurt. And later and I realized it's we lost Tavares and got nothing in return. We could have traded him. We could have got so much assets for this team in the future and stuff like that. If you want to go home, that's fine. Hamannik wanted to go home, and so we traded him, and everything was good. I just put Hamannik out there as an example of a guy who said, "Hey, I want to be closer to my family. I want to go home," and we traded him, and everything was hunky dory. And just having Tavares just kind of lie, and just in the end finding out he wanted to go home and he didn't want the Leafs to lose assets hurt.
Now that I think about it, that Travis Hamonic trade looks so bad now.
It kind of does, but
That
you know
guy's
what?
like a third-line defenseman, or third-pair defenseman.
I just give it to Hamannik for saying, "Hey, I want to be closer to my family. Can you please trade me?"
Now I want to talk about bad trades because, well, Sabres have quite a
Well, let's
few
just
of
ignore
them.
the 2000, what was it, 2008 trade for between the Leafs and Bruins. We'll just ignore those trades, all right? Those never
Oh,
happened.
no. Let's discuss that. What was that trade?
No,
I
no,
think it was
Sporty. We don't need
Tuukka
to talk
Raskinen
about
traded for a
this.
7th round pick. I think that's what the trade was.
No.
I think it was even better.
I
It was like
can't
a
hear
trade
you.
for
I can't
Andrew
hear you. I
Raycroft.
can't
My
hear you.
friend that's a Leafs fan talks about that trade all the time.
Man, to think that they
The-
could
the
have
worst
had
part of-
Tuukka
it's not-
Rask.
Like, if no, it's not the fact that we traded away Tuukka Rask, right? Like, if we traded him away and, he went to a different team in a different division, I'd be totally fine with it, right? The fact that he is the reason that we didn't get past the first round last year, that I'm very angry
And
about
the year
that trade.
before.
Sure,
and in
that's the reason.
2013.
Yeah, just that year.
No,
Well,
no,
the year
I'm
before
I'm
that,
joking
we
with
were
you, man, but
we
no,
were way
like,
too young, all right? We weren't
the
going to beat
fact
the
that you
Bruins.
could have
People
had
who said
Tuukka
that
Rask
were out
and
of
not
their
have
minds.
people like I like no offense, but like Garrett Sparks and net and like I don't know, just like not have that solid goaltend. I mean, you guys have Anderson, but
Anderson Campbell, I'm fine with Anderson Campbell now.
yeah, but
I'm fine with that.
I feel like you guys could have that more solid goaltending and obviously that defensive
Yeah.
aspect. And the
Yeah,
fact that
not to
you had
mention the
Tuukka
fact we
Rask,
also
and I
could have had
understand
Tyler
it.
Sagan.
Ooh, that
And of
too.
course, big shout out to Garrett Sparks,
Tyler
AHL
Sagan
legend.
for Louis Eriksson.
Garrett Sparks is an amazing guy.
Bro, Garrett Sparks is the greatest AHL goaltender of all time.
That's up for debate.
Oh.
Isn't he the guy we lit up in that 6-1 win?
Probably.
I think so. I
Yeah,
feel
probably.
kind of bad for
But he's
him.
also the guy that single-handedly carried the Marlies to, a championship in
Cup.
the AHL.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Marlies win the championship in the AHL. No Leafs fans about that. They're not partying on the streets, but they still got a hockey championship.
Bro, if you think about it though, like half of our players that are on our team right now played for that Marlies team. So
One player
maybe
on
it's
that
just
guy
gonna take
that
a little
I actually want
time.
to discuss about real quick. Timothy Liljegren. He was such a high-rated prospect in 2017.
Where is he now?
He fell to
Marlies.
like 20th, didn't he?
Yeah, I think the Leafs picked him like 17th overall.
I never hear of him now. So
Oh no,
Yeah, I hear
dude,
a
he's
lot
gonna
more
come up in like
Rasmus
a year or
Sandin.
two, and he's gonna light it up like Thomas Chabot did. I'm gonna say that right now.
You
And
think he's
speak-
a
He's
call?
gonna be
He's
that
gonna be a Calder favorite?
unexpected, instantly good.
And speaking of prospects, I want to ask Isles Girl,
Okay, here you're right.
what are her thoughts on some of the Isles prospects that they will have coming up in a few years?
yeah,
Oliver Wahlstrom, Noah Dobson, lots of good
Yeah.
guys coming up.
Evan Bouchard. Better.
It's a prospect that really no one knows about, and I'm a huge fan of. Like as of now, I don't know why he just caught my eye. When I went to the Islanders blue and white scrimmage, he's a defenseman. His name is Samuel Bolduc. He just signed with the New York Islanders. He did like an agreement, and I'm really excited to hopefully catch him in an AHL game because when he's he's like a big dude. I think he's like 6'4" or something like that. But he's kind of like got like what Chara has is that he's big, but he knows how to use his body effectively and read plays. And he's a prospect I'm really excited to see grow and flourish over the years. But aside from that, people like Bellows, people like Wallstrom, I'm very excited for. Bellows, I was very, very happy with his play when he was in the NHL. He's someone I think can be a really, really essential player on this team. And even like Bodie Wild is someone I've been looking at who I think can make an
completely
impact.
forgot about him.
Yeah,
Didn't he
Bodie
play
Wild.
for Saginaw?
I can't believe he fell
And
to the
since
second
before
round.
as well, we were talking about what teams could have been. Imagine if the Isles had kept Chara and Luongo.
And whoever
Listen.
else they traded away.
Mike Milbury.
The greatest GM of all time.
Mike
no
Milbury or
debate.
Garth Snow, make a pick right now.
He should have sticked with his shoes instead of being a GM.
Oh!
And the Sabres too. Like
Ooh.
imagine if the Sabres had kept O'Reilly and Pominville, and they'd have O'Reilly and Pominville with like an early Eichel who are
Why
still
aren't you
playing
talking
pretty well.
about
They
it?
could have
Why are
made
you
the
talking
playoffs.
about? Why are you talking about Poundville, not Kane?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. I forgot he was a Sabre.
Yeah.
I
I
always
didn't know
remember him
Patrick
as a
Kane
Jet.
I have a
was a
question.
Sabre.
No, Evander Kane.
Okay,
Okay,
now
Who's Evander
this is
Kane?
a
I have a
good
question.
topic I
Wait,
want to
hold
talk
on.
about real quick since
Hold
we're
on,
bringing up
hold
Patrick
on.
Kane. Is Oliver Bjorkstrand better than Patrick Kane?
No,
no.
Thank
and he
you.
never has been and never
Absolutely
will
not.
be.
Who even is Oliver
Because-
Bjorkstrand?
Also-
This is like some
Don't
sort of
you-
like inside thing that happened last night. Somebody said that Oliver Bjorkstrand is better than
J-Dog.
Patrick Kane.
It was J-Dog.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
depressing. Also, don't just think about this: how Americans flex that American players and the American team is so much better than the Canadian team when their best player of all time is Patrick Kane, compared to some of the Canada's best players
Some
of
of
all
the
time.
Canadian.
I mean, I'm not flexing that we have a better team.
Canadian.
All right. Do you guys think that Patrick Kane is going to be the top NHL American forward? Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. Do you think Patrick Kane will eventually overpass Mike Modano as the #1 American forward in NHL history?
Absolutely.
I think he already
100%.
has. I think Patrick Kane already has.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
You think
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
like
Maybe
unseen
he's
like
a Stars
fan,
Matthews
okay?
or an Eichel? Or
I think Matthews and
Hughes?
Eichel could easily pass Kane if they live up to their potential too.
Matthews easily will.
I agree
Eichel
there.
is going to have some trouble unless he gets traded to a good team.
Yeah.
Boston.
Also, just imagine Eichel and Matthews team up in Toronto.
They
Oh,
teamed up in the
hell
World Cup.
How would they
I'd
afford
be
that?
happy for that.
They'd afford it by
No,
having
it's still
nobodies
Leafs.
in
They'll-
net
they'll
like
find
JF
some
Berube
way.
and Rick DiPietro.
They just don't have defense. Their all 5 players on the ice are just forwards.
They get some 6-year-olds on the
Wait,
team. It's
who?
like, all right, you guys just stay back. Let these two handle it.
Well, you don't need defense if you have a team of Eichel, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares,
I
Hyman,
mean-
Kapanen,
I'm high on.
with
there's,
Freddie
like,
Anderson and Jack Campbell in it, who are pretty solid.
I
Okay,
just
they
feel
can have
bad
some
for the
good games.
goaltenders because basically they're just trying so hard and they're getting shots, like 50 shots ripped on them a game.
Facing
And it's basically
70
the
shots
Well,
a
the
offensive
Leafs are
night.
getting
Don't get me
70
wrong,
shots a
Leafs
game
defensemen,
with that lineup, okay?
Especially Leafs.
But it's
all-star
outscoring your
defenseman
opponent.
Marty
You're gonna wear
Marincin.
down your team playing like that. It's just
Bro.
outscoring the opponent.
As of right now, the Leafs defense is very underrated. I'm not saying it's good by any means, but it's
What?
underrated.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Mm.
Come on, they have Morgan
Well, if
Riley,
you think
they have
about
Jake
it,
Muzzin. Like,
As soon as we were starting to get healthy, we were crunching the big teams and we were limiting them on their offense, like
I'm
Tampa
sorry, I
and
don't.
Pittsburgh.
I'm
He
sorry. but
lost to the
O'Reilly-
Sabres.
O'Reilly deserved that captainship over Tavares.
We beat Tampa in a 2-1 game. I don't think the Sabres will ever do that in their
Well,
yeah, the
history.
Sabres
Real
don't
quick,
matter
hang
when
on,
you're beating
House Girl.
Tampa
When
Bay.
was the last time O'Reilly was on the Maple Leafs?
Wait, O'Reilly was on the Maple Leafs?
No, she just said
When
that.
was the last
O'Reilly
time the
deserved
Sabres made a good
captainship over
trade?
Tavares.
Oh, I didn't
Oh.
know O'Reilly.
Oh, I
didn't
wish
know
he
that.
was on the Maple Leafs.
O'Reilly? All right, now I
Bad
got a
trades,
question.
Ryan O'Reilly, 1.
Okay, I got a question.
I didn't mean O'Reilly, but blah. I can't even
Oh.
talk right now.
Matthews.
Okay. Okay, I got a question.
Okay, ask it.
I seen that you do some painting. Like you're a pretty good artist.
Oh yeah, I did that one painting. Yeah.
Damn, bro, you stopped.
And you read the comments of like, I think like Twitter comments or something like that. I believe so.
I'm sorry. What about Twitter comments?
Sporty, post it in the
Like,
post
while
in the
you were
chat.
painting- Okay,
Sorry,
I'll
Ray,
post it.
bro.
And
And
I
while he does that, I want to bring up what's likely going to be our last topic for today. Underrated forwards. Like I mentioned, Oliver Bjorkstrand. I think he's one of the top underrated forwards in the league. And another
Zach
guy,
Hyman.
what?
I was actually going to talk about you about underrated forwards because I feel like
Yeah.
on
There's
some of the
one
unders-
player
Yeah.
that you're gonna like, who I'm gonna say is an underrated forward. I don't think he gets enough credit. Anders Lee. He's the captain of the Islanders. I don't think he gets enough credits.
I forgot he existed after that 40-goal season.
On the Islanders, actually, hell no. He's actually very appreciated here, and you know what? I think he's a great captain. I think he's a great guy, but he's definitely not an underappreciated forward. If I'm gonna talk about any underappreciated forward on the Islanders, it's gonna be Casey Cizikas.
I,
I
forgot
saw
he
your
existed,
Chicago
too.
video. You said Zeke is the only one who got the puck.
He is always out there giving 100%, 110% on the ice. He's always, conscious goal first mentality. He always just pushes it on the ice. He's very he has that chemistry with his line mates. He knows how to find the good play. And honestly, I feel like more people should look at him, but people don't because obviously he doesn't have that goal. He doesn't have you don't score a lot of goals. You don't get that, viewership. But honestly, if you see it, he's part of was part of the best fourth line in the whole entire league. And that's for a goddamn reason. It's because he can,
Yeah.
they can wear down other teams. And that's, why our fourth line is so effective.
Another
Kind of
really
find it interesting how you
underrated
call
forward.
a fourth line or someone that's underappreciated in
Speak-
the league.
Yeah, speaking of like
And you know what?
fourth
It
and
does
third
sound
liners that
weird.
were underappreciated.
But you got to remember that our fourth line isn't really like our fourth line. They could easily be like a third or second line on our team.
Looks at the Sabres' fourth line. The only other line besides the Eichel line that was doing something this season.
Ooh.
And just like
Damn. So,
Ray Bro,
But
I
another
also have a,
underappreciated forward I want to talk about real quick. I don't. You guys might not agree with me on this, but I think he's super underappreciated. Pierre-Luc Dubois on the Blue Jackets. That guy is so good.
I think he's rated exactly how he's plays. I mean, I've seen it from like a lot of Blue Jackets fans and a lot of fans around the league. Like they really look at him and they're like, okay, this guy can be their number one center for the future.
And to
Like, he
think, I was
absolutely
there in
can.
the 2016 draft. Everybody was shocked that they took him over Puljujärvi. Look at that now. Puljujärvi
Bro,
doesn't
it
want to
doesn't
play for
matter.
the Oilers.
Because you know what? In that draft, the league actually wait, no, that wasn't the draft that I'm thinking of, or is it? I don't know.
Okay,
I'm on
talk
I'm on
about it.
Apple Juice right now. So underrated forwards, Connor Brown.
Okay.
I've seen him on the Sens this year, and when he was on the Leafs, kind of like Casey Cizikas, he kind of like when he was on the Leafs. I don't know about the Sens this year, but when he was on the Leafs, he brought life to that third and second line. Like I saw that the lines weren't like doing well; they were kind of like eh. And so what Babcock did is he threw Connor Brown out there with them, and he absolutely revived them and made them look like they were actually humans again, instead of just zombies are on the ice.
Okay, straight up, yeah.
Okay, would you guys say that Riley Smith is an underrated player in the league? Like, he puts up consistently, like, 20, 25 goals a season, and nobody seems to talk about him.
Yeah, I think he's
Really?
underrated.
I thought he was like a 15 goal scorer. I thought he was mainly a passer. Damn.
He's with Vegas. What the hell are you on?
Well, he was with Florida.
Yeah,
I
bro,
think,
what are you
wasn't
on?
he?
He's on Vegas.
Yeah, he was on Florida.
Exactly. That's probably why he's underappreciated.
Before he got traded to Vegas during the expansion draft so they could take Marchessault.
Imagine trading Marchessault and saying, "Hey, please take Riley Smith as well."
Who else was on the Panthers that they were so worried that Vegas was going to take? Mike
Yarmir
Matheson?
Yager.
Yager.
Which honestly, if
Oh
it's
my
between
God.
Marchessault and Smith over Yager, I'm taking Yager any day of the week. But that just might be because he's my favorite player of all time.
Calgary
Yager,
Flames
the
legend
mullet
Jaromir
man.
Yager.
Mullet melt.
Excuse
Bro,
me.
Yager is the best journeyman of all time.
And easily.
You think you come
Played for,
back
what,
at
like
age 50?
6 teams?
I think
Panthers,
so. Hang on.
Capitals,
Panthers,
Flames,
Caps.
Penguins, Rangers. That's 5.
Okay,
In
hang on. Let's go
order,
in
in
order.
order, I know he was with
Penguins, Caps, Rangers, Flyers,
Flyers, Stars, Bruins,
Devils,
Flames, Panthers.
Bruins. Oh my God, he played for 8, I think.
Yep. And I feel like
Jesus
there was
Christ.
one more that we're forgetting, but I don't remember.
There probably is a few more that we're forgetting.
Yeah.
He's, like signed in free agency, a different team each year.
Jaromir
right?
Yager broke many
Amazing.
NHL records, and there's one.
The
There's
Wi-Fi
one guy
game,
that
worse than
break
McDonald's.
one of the
Come
best
on.
NHL records of all
No
time.
better gets the booster. Oh my. I'm actually getting so mad.
Okay, can I go without being interrupted? Thank you. Okay, as I was saying, Yager broke many NHL records, but there was one guy in the NHL.
People didn't pay for
Good
it.
lord.
Oh my god.
Alright, Ray Bro, you're getting
He's
muted.
sitting here watching like, bruh.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so do you want me to address what Raybro wrote in the chat?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But
Okay,
he...
hang on. I'm gonna ask this like how he wrote it.
Okay.
While you were painting Robin Lehiner, you were reading comments about how Lehiner impacted them. What was your process in making this video?
I'm sorry.
You forgot at IslesGirl3.
But so basically, so I wanted like cool stuff in my room, and like, cause if you don't know, I have an Islanders room, and it was when the pandemic happened, so everyone was staying inside. So I wanted a project to do, and like I said, through meeting Robin Lehner, I got to talk with so many people and so many great fans and things like that who go through similar things and they're huge Robin Lehner fans. And I was like, yo, let me make a video of me doing the painting, you know, for fun, because I enjoy making videos and I wanted, you know, something to occupy my time during the pandemic since I couldn't go anywhere. And so I was like, let me do a fun painting. So I ordered the painting And I asked on Twitter for people who were comfortable if they would share why they were big Robin Lehner fans and how they helped them through their own mental health journey, by showing a way for people to not be afraid and speak up about their mental health issues. That it's okay to talk about what you're going through and be able to, and it feels cathartic to be able to express um those opinions and those thoughts from within inside you that I know a lot of people keep under lock and key. And then I know these fans are also Robin Lehner fans, and I was doing a Robin Lehner photo, so I thought, express why you're a big fan of him as well and how he helped you through that mental health journey. So I could get exposure for a lot of people to say, their messages. So maybe people who watch the video can also have a good message and kind of, not be afraid to speak up and things like that. And hopefully, take away a bit of their own courage from that.
Yep.
It was actually, you did a great job in that painting. How long did it take you to do all that?
Oh,
To
geez.
just
Yeah.
paint the whole thing?
Oh, geez, that took a long time. I would say, I would do it before work sometimes, and those would be like 2-3 hour sessions each. If you count those, that'd be like 2, 4, 6. Then I did like 2 straight days of painting. I would say around like 16 to 24 hours.
Damn, I
Wow.
would never do
Wow.
that.
That
It was
is
a lot of fun,
insane.
and I enjoy painting. It's very relaxing to me, so I really, really enjoyed it.
You know what else is real?
Hockey,
Deeping hockey stick.
keeping hockey sticks,
Taping,
Taping.
he said.
taping. Oh, okay. I was like, what,
Clockwise or
keeping hockey stick? I'm like,
counterclockwise?
what?
Hoarder.
And
Huh.
I actually,
My
I,
strange
just
addiction,
steals his
hockey
line mates.
sticks.
Steals his line
Taping.
mates sticks.
so I got a question for you, Isles Girl. I'm not sure if we will
Yeah.
have time.
What are you
Go
talking
for it.
about?
I don't know. We're probably approaching the 1 hour mark pretty soon in a few minutes.
And your point?
Yeah.
Then do it fast.
All right. Since we are the CHEL and Chill podcast, and I'm probably going to try and make this a weekly thing of asking our guests, what is your favorite CHEL video game?
Ooh. My favorite CHEL. I don't know if it counts because that's like not an NHL. Like if does it have to be from the NHL franchise?
Any game. 2K. Like, oh.
I mean,
Yeah,
if I had to choose, I would pick any NHL 2K game over
Yeah,
EA
any
Sports
NHL.
franchise.
Yeah, 2K game.
I'm gonna say go with
I
any
would have to
NHL
go back.
or any hockey game.
I have to go kind of like backwards in time because I'm trying to think of the one that had that, but I have to go back in time because like this one gives me like so much nostalgia because it was one of the first NHL video games I like ever picked up because of this game. So I would say NHL 2003.
Oh,
It was one
Wasn't
of the first
Iginla on
ones-
the cover?
Yes,
yeah.
and he's just inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
I want to talk
uh,
about that before
Jerome.
we wrap this up. The Hockey Hall of Fame. Alex McGinley.
McGinley.
Daniel
Alfred.
Alfredson. Theo Fleury stubbed yet again.
I don't know what it's
Pierre
gonna take to get him in, especially Theo Fleury.
Yeah. All three of those
Theo
deserve
Fleury.
it. McGillney, Fleury, and Alfie. They all deserve being
Especially Fleury because he was like 5'6" in the '80s, where size was a big thing.
And just because of
Feel a
everything
little
that,
static
that
at the end
happened to
there.
him, I'm not sure if we mention it on here or what, but
Hard stuff, basically.
yeah.
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 I feel like that's a solid way to wrap off this. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. And since you did such a good job with the intro, Isles Girl, we're gonna let you do the outro.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun, because I know
Yeah.
exactly what you guys say on your
Wow, it doesn't even watch the product.
We made a mistake, peeps.
All right, All right, here we go. Ready for this outro?
Let's go.
What?
We want to
Speed
thank
run
the
any
entire
percent.
audience for sticking around and listening to this podcast. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you talk some more hockey within your friends, your friend groups, your families, all that good stuff. We want to thank everyone for coming down. Thank you, Harry Rice, for being a great host. Thank you, Ray Bro, for being a great host. Thank you, Sporty. Thank you, TBC, for also being great hosts. And Owen, may he rest in peace. Thank you for being a great host. I just want to put it out there. I want to thank them for allowing me to be a part of this podcast. If you want to reach out to me, Twitter at IslesGirl3, same as YouTube, where you can find my podcast, Kim and the Crease. Have a great night.
And thank you very much for coming onto the podcast, IslesGirl. I appreciate it.
What did you think you were speed running?
We would like to thank Otto.
Well, that would fit my channel right now.
Tetris.
So we're-
Rip the Tetris speedruns. Or the Tetris Let's Plays.
Let's
or
go.
live streaming.
Hey,
whatever
that would
they were.
fit. That's gonna fit because speed run, challenge chill outro, world record 26 seconds.
By IslesGirl3
Damn,
official.
I'm gonna smash that tomorrow.
Oh.
Sorry, I talk fast.
Oh
No,
no,
it's
it's
fine.
fine. That was actually a
Perfect.
really good one.
Yeah, that was
Not
good.
bad at all.
Also, at one point it sounded like you were saying hose, not hose.
Thank you for being. We have been great hosts.
I mean, I can't say
You're a great
anything.
host. My fucking hose over here.
Hey, Rice, you're gonna have a good job. You're gonna have fun putting up the timestamps for everything because we talked literally like 6 different things at once.
Talking 6 different topics at once. It's like I hate all of you.
There's
Yes,
a
that was
lot.
clearly intentional. For doing this, your checks will be in the mail in 68 years.
68 years.
Yeah.
And,
I'll be
uh,
calling
so I'm
in 8
just
years
gonna-
going, where's my check?
and of course, before the end of
If
this
you guys
podcast, I do
excuse
want to give
me,
a
I'll be
special.
going to.
Before the end of this podcast, I do want to give a special shout out to Robin Lehner.
Lehiner.
I will buy a jersey if this gets 200 likes.
Oh, guys, share
Oh.
share
I
with
will
your
not
friends,
because I do
share
not
with
have the money
everyone.
for a jersey
Don't
right
like
now.
bot.
It
Hashtag
has
like
to
bot.
say, here's the thing though. It has to say Lehiner.
Yeah, of course.
You know what? I will put it out here right now. I will also get a jersey with Lehiner on the back of it if this gets 200 likes.
Well,
Ooh,
I can't. I don't
100.
have the
I
money,
said
so.
200.
Uh,
Alright.
Show your support. Actually, get a Robin Lehner jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
get
miss
No,
it.
Lehiner.
Buffalo.
As a Rangers fan,
A Rabin
Girl may have
Lehiner
turned me into an
jersey.
Islanders fan this podcast.
That's
Soon.
such a lie.
You're on
That
the road
is
to
not.
1,000, aren't you? On YouTube?
Harry Rice. Don't simp.
I'm not gonna turn into
Yes.
John.
Look, we all know a Habs fan
Wow,
is
way to
not gonna
dodge my
magically
question.
turn into an
Wow.
Islanders fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We don't like cheering for teams that win.
Oh,
So
self-rose.
does that make you a Sabres fan?
No, as much as the Habs lose,
Oh,
I don't like
that
cheering
makes,
for a
that
team
makes
at the
Harry
bottom of the
Rice
league.
an anti-Leafs fan.
Well,
Yeah,
if you guys
yeah.
excuse me, I'll be watching John's stream. So,
All right.
see ya.
Yes,
Oh
I
yeah,
like
Wow.
I saw John on there.
Don't get distracted by gens.
All right.
Ha,
So,
ha, ha,
so I
ha.
think this is the end of the podcast. What do you guys think?
Not bad.
Alright.
That was actually fun.
Yeah, that
very
was really fun. So yeah, that's it.
Sporty, why did you start busting out laughing?
I think I just DC'd.